of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
But it's all the same. You know, we that's what we want. What's the purpose of us having children?
Right.
You know, if we can't guide them to Allah. I know the world is going crazy and everything is all messed up today. Parents is being acting like they children and children acting like parents. And all this disrespect is coming up between the two. Parents offering their children drugs, want to get high with them, want to hang out, all this craziness. You know, that's because we come into a time and period where Allah is, the Lord El is destroying the world. You know, I seen Knowing yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah, that movie.
You know, and it's just a depiction of what's going on. And I had to laugh near the end of the picture. I said, look at this. Here we go again. They laughed and ridiculed. Our people laughed and ridiculed Elijah. And they keep showing these pictures where the only way we going to be saved is to go on a spaceship, a mothership. And they believe that we going to have to be taken out of here for this catastrophe. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And they ain't laughing at it.
Oh,
they tried to, like I said, they tried to build space stations for us to live and survive. Don't think the jinn ain't gonna try to get at least the jinn to survive.
wow. Oh yeah.
Because they believe in this world. They want to live.
Definitely.
You know.
And people, you know, all this information that I either sitting down through this messenger here is pertinent, need to know. People who take, you know, like I said, I used to bless us out of a mercy from himself, these conversations, you know, as part of education. But the greatest blessing that he's showing me now, man, how it personalizes itself so that you can relate to it, you know, in the way that it's calling you to, through the way that Adam is giving you through this religion or way of life that is sitting down today, you know, and how to get your house in order for it before you meet that stage that we're talking about of the death. You know, Ahezaah gave a prayer in the Quran, you know, that Abraham decided, said that my life, my death, my prayer should all be for Allah, or Ahezaah. And Muhammad, all of them said the same thing, that they knew that they had died of this world to truly live in service for the cause of Ahezaah. You know, and people in the world today in religion all trying to live for the world. And not for the Lord.
And so, afraid to die. Preach about going to heaven, but when they but heaven truly, when it's presented to them, is a horrible thing, a horrifying thing. Come on, it's how contradictory.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and they get that vision, and that's what they, you know. But if Ahezaah sitting down such beautiful words in the Quran, that when the angel of death descend upon you, you know, especially you ever come to the true success that you were speaking about, that your father recognized that you had came to. You came to the real success, and it's like all the journeys that come to the relationship, the personal relationship with the Lord. And he recognized that as Allah showed him that through you in your conversation with him. He made it. What I've been trying to give him, you know, and the same thing, you know, that Ahezaah showed me through my grandfather, that his life is that extension of what he was trying to live as a good Christian life.
There you go.
He tried to help others put it before himself. He's trying to better to give than to receive. He tried to give other people of the good talent that Ahezaah gave him to make their lives more enriching, you know. And they in turn now, Ahezaah's not going to rip some of the benefits by people, like I said, have been saying about him and what's been coming forth now. I said, wow, you know, you never know the impact. Again, as people by you touch, you know, meeting you, you know, first time, and then as Ahezaah causing me to grow now, the impact of the words of truth that Ahezaah sent forth. I said, man, you know, because we're like baby little children, man, and we play in the garden, you know, until the season comes in, and then you start getting the realizations and the rationalizing thing, and then all that you said that you didn't understand then has started bearing fruit now in the realization process. Oh man, he's sitting there some years, but now he's just coming to understand now, because in time, see, Ahezaah said in the Quran, what again? I raise you up in stages and degrees, because I can't drop this all in. You ain't ready to take it all in. But as you experience me in all my various forms in life, then you come to know that I am the Lord of all the world, you know, and that's the great blessing He's been showing me as time going. Like, wow, you know, the author, the finisher, the beginning, the end, and all in between.
And
it's always been you.
So much more. So much more. And you know, as I sit here and listen to you, the beauty of what I see when I think about your father, because you know, I talk about your father now and then, my father, because in my life they're not dead.
Right.
They passed on to the next life, but they're still alive. And I'm not talking from that Christian. I imagine they're alive. No, I know they're alive. Huh? I have been blessed to be able to communicate, you know, and to experience this life and that life and back and forth. You understand? That's one of the gifts, one of the talents that the Lord has given me, that the Lord has for the people that surrender to it in totality. It will show you that it has no limitations. Going from life to death is just like going from one room to another room in the same house.
Right.
You know? And I see life like that. Like we're in the house of Allah. We're in the house of the Lord El. The universes, you know, and we go from one degree, one stage of manifestation, you know, to the next body, like from the physical to the astral to the ethereal to the, you know, up to the soul and what have you, know, and it's like going from room to room to room to room. That is possible, people. I'm not speaking out of my mind because I have been gifted to do it. You understand? There's many other people who have been gifted to do it. I'm not telling you something for you to go and play with and try to find it in the Bible. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cut and pasting, you know. I'm talking about personal experience. But what I see that's beautiful, a beautiful sign, man, is that your father tried to give you some things throughout your life.
Right.
And you didn't get it until you heard me say it.
Yeah.
So it takes more than one in the so-called village to make the child. You know what I mean? Because I didn't point you to nothing other than what your father had been pointing you to. Right. But it was just the way Allah manifested the message. Right. And the way Allah manifested your understanding, your sight. It was time. Right. Your time had came. Right. And the beauty of your father is that I knew it's like, oh, that's your father? I've known him for years. Yeah. I used to see him, man, and observe him, man. We didn't have too many conversations, but I seen him for years, and he was always cool, quiet, laid back, understanding. You know, I never seen him in any disagreements and you know, arguments and things of that nature. He was just cool. You know, a believer. You know, I have nothing bad to say about him, you know, but for some reason, he and I always clicked. Right. You know? Now, how do we click so well and never hang out? Because for both of us, our aim wasn't to get to some other man, it was to get to Ahezaah. Right. Yeah. You know, right. You know, that's the great blessing, you know. Yeah, and he recognized your achievements before he passed, and that was happening for him. Wow, you know what I mean? Because we know that he had spoke about you to his associates. Right. Yeah. You know, and then he had all our work in his private his private papers, you know. So we know where he stood with that. And it was all good, you know. So Ahezaah is the merciful one. Yes, it is. It shows you so many signs, man, you know, and it's like when it comes to death, if you write with Ahezaah show you the great light of its signs of truth as people come into their death, whether they good or evil. Okay. Right. It shows its servants the signs of what's going down. You know? Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Right, for those who watch this program who had concerns, this here is a great healing and a mercy that Ahezaah is sending down now for me. That people, you know, this is anything Ahezaah giving me now is a mercy and a comfort. Praise you, you know, because people, they watch you. You see what kind of effect, you know, whatever situations transpire in your life, you know, they looking for that. Is you going to break down? You going to be broke up? You know? And if I trust my Lord as He given through the servant here, Holy-Apostle, that, you know, if you maintain faith like Ahezaah, because what take place outside of your world, if Ahezaah is your course and your goal, Ahezaah said, I will try it. Allah said, don't say we believe won't be tried.
There you go.
Whether it be life, death, situation, success, failure, it's all from me though. You know, if you don't get lost in illusions, you know, I have some personal stake, and I made my own success. Like people say, I made my own way, and that craziness. But no, if you recognize, like Job did, that it's all from Allah. You know the devil's tried that. Allah let that happen for a reason. To try me, will I turn back on my heels on my Lord, regardless of what it do. Know that it is the one that is to be sought after, regardless of all. If this world crumbled, Allah's still gonna stand. It's still here. It's still the only real thing. So people, it's a great blessing. Allah to you that kind of comfort that the Lord is real. And I know people, the religious houses, they all seek the Lord, but only to truly know the Lord, man, and try to follow what is sent down in His holy books, the guidance, and live and try He's in the right way, that you can come to know it for real. Because it's here. It's always been here. We just been lost from it. It ain't been lost from us though. That's the craziness. You've been lost from it.
I have made a statement like people saying, yeah, man, you capture the wind. If you know, like you catch the wind and then you can fly. Like you can't catch the wind. The wind catch you.
Right.
And then maybe you can fly in it. You know what I'm saying? But when people, I laugh, you know, when you said I, you know, how people had to put that personalized I for their achievements. I just laugh because it's like if they just humble themselves down, they could get those letters correct.
Yeah.
L. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, I laugh at people who say that they don't know I is Allah.
Right.
I is L. But they looking at the I as themselves. You know, what an I. They need to put the EL on the I.
Yeah.
And, well, you know, in reverse. The LIE. The IE. The lie. You know? They got it confused. You know? I did this. You know, you got the letters wrong. You know, you got it confused. It should be L, but you took the L and put it up front behind it. You know? Oh man, that's the world, right? They live a lie. They live a lie, and then they call people like us deluded.
Yeah.
You know, and I say it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous that I'm deluded. You know, when you get straight up to the truth, then you have all kinds of problems, all kinds of enemies. You know. And I want to make an apology to the people, you know, our audience, you know, our family, our A.H.A.D out there. I understand that quite a few of our shows have been blurry. Sounds, you know, been messed up. I don't have no idea. Well, I have an idea, but I have no proof about anything why the program is coming in that way. I know that I look at the show myself. And I could see the shows before and behind it, and then here come our show, and boom, we got all these problems. You know, green faces, dark faces, no sound.
Technical difficulties.
And so I apologize to you about it, but I just want to say, it's not in the visual, it's in the audio. Hear what we saying. You know, hear what we saying. Even if you want to black out your TV and just listen to what we saying, you know, because the message is in the words. It's not in the video. You know what I mean?
It's a great mercy.
Actually, the video might distract you. You know?
You know.
I
use a blessing to put these things now on audio versions now. You know, so you can get the audio cassettes. You know, like I said, as the show goes on, you know, and you see our bugs up there about you know, how you want to reach about correspondence. You can send in information. We can send stuff out to you. You send us your addresses or your emails, whatever you do, that we get this information, because this is pertinent information. It's real information. It's needed information, because it's no time to play, because the time is short. You know, the world make you think you still got a long time to go. But no, they know it's close. That's why they present these things in the television shows on History Channel. They know it is really short.
And Science Channel.
But they make you think you still got plenty of time to play in the garden. You know, but no, no the time. That's the devil's trick again. You know, everything's okay. But I used to always say one of our slogans that they give us here, everything is backwards. Everything is backwards, man.
They know hell is coming down for you, but they not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you until it's too late, you know? You be sitting up there thinking, well, I got time. You know, it's going to be all right. But, no, not really.
No.
You know? No, not really. We don't know. It's just like death. You don't know when you're going to leave. How long it's going to be before you get up out of here. You know? Some people go to bed, man, and say, look, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of this problem. And tomorrow will be like, you know, in the next life.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I know one thing you expressed to me, you know, as we was conversating, you know, never going to bed negative in that type of mode set because, you know, like you said, you never know. You know, wake up,
it might be your last moment.
You know, and it's important, you know, because, you know, and I know one great blessing Allah has given me too, man, you know, one people have a tendency that, you know, they want to make family their world, you know, everything. But I either show me, even though I've been with my family for all these years, but coming back, you know, and appreciating all of the experience that they have expressed to me in their conversations, that the great blessing, you know, of family, you know, is to really be unified in your true connection to the Lord, really. You know, because it's the glue and the tie that binds everything else. Like it's Ahezaah. And people don't want to put the family above everything, you know. They always say it's the Lord God, my family, you know, they really be themselves, then the Lord somewhere down the line. Then the Lord down the line. You know, but no, you know, because if you stand for something, you know, people have a hard time, like he was saying that he was coming up, you know, when he stand for Ahezaah. People never gonna find that friendship because you're not gonna bend or turn to their way.
That spirit of evil is always
gonna be
people,
there, you know.
And some people who consider themselves my so-called friends, and those who said they love me worked against me and didn't even realize why they was working against me. In some cases, I'm sure. And you know, I had a rude awakening about my so-called best friend, man. You know, Ahezaah just gave me insight and rolled my past life, you know, before me and talked to me about, you know, all the various incidences of my life. It showed me how it was always an unbalanced, uneven love affair that we had, you know, and how the treachery and the envy and the jealousy was always on that side, you know. And where it was always love and friendship and seeking that unity coming from my side, you know. But people get caught up with things, you know. If I could give you a pair of pants or I could give you $1, then I love you, and that will cover your eyes. And people get covered up by things, you know. And but my whole thing was, well, I'm gonna give you my heart, you know. And people don't know how to handle taking your heart. You know, people have self-deceit and treachery, you know, going on inside them, man. And they be treacherous against their own self, so you know, when it comes to you, where they gonna draw the line.
Right.
You know? It said if you really want to know how a person is, the best thing you could do is go home with that person. You know, then you see how they treat their family. You want to see how an individual is? Get inside their house. Come inside you and see how you treat you. So if I see how you treating you, well, I know where I stand with you. Because if you ain't treating yourself right, you don't have no regards for yourself, then how could you have that for me? You know? See, by me arriving at the true success of life, Allah has taught me all these things. You know what I mean? It made it very clear for me, man. But life is such a trial, you know. Yeah, man. Life is such a trial, boy. I tell you, I think about your mother, you know, and how she believed and how she bore witness, you know, to the truth and everything. And that's all good, man. You know, because it's you know, it's like you the man of your family now, your personal family. You know? But there was a thought that came to me when you said about family and how people are, man. People in truth, they forget that if you're going to deal with the flesh and blood, the lineage talking about family, then we all family. We all come from the beginning, the same, from the same thing. We spread out. Just because we spread out into billions and many generations and multitudes of generations, don't mean that that family code was broken. That's why when you deal with family, you have to deal with the aim of your life, the purpose, the spirit, and so many other things. Because like Allah, the Lord Ahezaah said to Noah about his son, that's not your son.
Right.
You know? And people today will say, oh shucks, Noah's wife was messing around because, you know, that wasn't his son.
Right.
That was a bastard. You know, no, that was Noah's blood son, biological son. But Allah said, no, that's not your son. And Noah understood what Allah was saying.
Right.
How could he be your son when he's not of you?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And Noah understood that. And when them doors, the angels closed them doors, that's right. Noah's like, let it go.
Yeah.
Had to let it go, man. You know? I have sons that's not of me, man.
Yeah.
Daughters too, it's not of me. I had wives that wasn't of me. And they raised some of my children, my older children, to not be of me. And no matter how much I love them, they're of me biologically. But of their mind, of their heart, of their spirit, and of their soul, they are disconnected.
Yeah.
You know? And my love is for them, but is in a certain degree, certain way.
Right.
You know? Yeah. I recognize that the difference in them and myself. You understand? Right. But I treat them fair and just, and as though there's no separation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until it comes to certain things where I have to make the separation. Like you can't come to the house with your sisters and brothers acting in that way. Don't present that in my house. You know, you gotta come. When you come this way and speak like this and be like this, or don't come.
Right.
Wait till I come to you. You know, so they learned, they understood they have to respect that, and they come that way as family.
Right.
Now I teach my other children, don't get caught up and don't get lost about the way they are, because they're not of you. They're your sisters and brothers, but they're not of you in your way. They're not of what you've been called to, what you've been raised in. They've been raised in another way. So be mindful and be careful. Right. You could love them and respect them and treat them honorable as your sisters and brothers, but be careful.
Yeah.
You know. So, in my fairness to my children, I tell them these things, man.
But see, I even bless you to get them those lessons that people in the world don't have no information or even knowledge about how to express that, because they want you to go with that old mindset.
Well, love, we family.
We family. Love, you know. No, you know. I'm glad, because I think about I was down there, you know, and I stayed with my aunt, you know. We had different conversations, different things, man. And she used to recant stories about my father, you know, and how when he would go down, because his faith that he believed, he would bring his own positive pain. You know? And I laughed at
all the Muslims from back in the day. I had my positive pain when I was 13. He
go down there and take a cookie, because he, you know, but she's poor, so he had his own. He didn't cook the same food, the same thing, man, you know. And people, you know, I don't know if she was offended at the way she was talking. You sound like she was a little offended, but at the same time, that's your father's way. So when like other friends, her girlfriends came out, or family that I knew younger than, they see me now, they was like, yeah, he just like his father, he's Muslim and this and that, you know, he don't eat. Well,
go out and eat.
She tell everybody all that. I thought loud, like, why she telling them? You know, because
my father,
they do that.
My uncles came up from down south once. This is back in the early 90s, about 91 or so. And my family was in the house. My family, all the females in my family. Right? My personal family.
Right.
And my uncles came up. There was about 7 of them, about 5 of them. And my father had never said anything derogatory, anything about Islam or the way my family, the females in my family dressed.
Oh, okay.
And my uncles all came in, and with their wives, and my father looked at my family and said, "Now, have y'all ever seen anything like this?" And then he put us on display. And I had to laugh, man. I had on my gold embroidered kufi. Have y'all ever seen anything like this? To us, it was our normal dress. To them, it was in costumes.
Wow.
Oh, man. And I said, Dad, man, where you coming from? He said, no, I just want to know if they ever seen anything like this. They come from the backwoods.
Oh,
of course not.
Yeah.
You know, I know they ain't never seen nothing like this here. You know, so it was a funny happening, man. Yeah. But I understand that pop thing. My mother used to say, if you don't eat no pork, then you gonna starve.
Yeah.
Said you gonna either eat what I got or starve. And I said, Mama, I'ma starve. Yeah, well, we gonna see how long you go without eating. Man, she don't know I've been hustling, I've been feeding myself.
All that time,
yeah. I came in there a few days later with a whole pot set. Stainless steel.
Oh,
forks and
the
knives,
good stuff.
The good stuff. Forks and knives and cups and plates and everything. She said, what the hell you doing?
Oh, now she got it. Now she upset down.
I said, well, you said I can't eat your food, but I don't want your food, Mom. I don't want to eat out your pots and stuff. Yeah, well, you're not busting that out here. I said, okay, all right. I'll say this for when I get my apartment. When you gonna get an apartment? My mother didn't know how serious I was.
Oh, okay.
I was one serious individual. That's why I thought I was grown when I was 12.
Right.
11 and 12, you know, you couldn't tell me I wasn't,
right.
You know.
Just, that's something you know.
Yeah, man, it's something though, because when you have people that believe in a way other than your
right.
way, and it's all right. But
right.
when they become offended because you don't believe in their way,
yeah,
and they become aggressive at you,
yeah,
you know, and their offense, man, and start doing things against you, that's when it's bad. And those are the types of things I used to have to go through, because when I was like 7, 8, my mother used to lie to me about what she was cooking. Ain't no pork in that, and you know, my mother used to lie, man. So, you know, by the time I was like in the 5th grade, I didn't trust her no more.
Right.
And I would, you know, they called me bread.
Yeah, you took right. You took
because I started eating just bread.
Mm.
You know, many nights I ate just bread. Bread and water. Bread and milk. And my mother said, boy, why won't you eat some food? Mom, I'm not eating it. You know, it was a really a trial for me. Just imagine the Lord coming to you, and Gabriel, the angel, coming to you at 7 years old.
Yeah.
And you go and you tell your parents, and they tell you, boy, you crazy. Now you ain't got a friend in the world. Because if your parents don't support you, now everybody in the all the adults in the community telling their children you can't play with him no more. He talking that Muslim stuff. I come from a world of Christians.
Right.
And Muslim haters, not Christians. Just Muslim haters, you know.
Right.
And it was a strange happening, man, but that was my life. So by the time I was like 11 years old, I was really fending for myself.
Right.
You know? And then I went astray because I really wanted friends. And I tried to hide my Islam, and Allah got me. Next thing I know, I'm the wildest thing in the street. You know what I'm saying? But I got it together after about 8 years, you know. I went through my thing. By the time I was 19, Allah had my heart. Had my whole heart. And all that stuff I went through, nobody could turn me back. That's why they can't get me. I don't care what they say. They can't get me.
Right.
You're not going to fool me with that fake, that facade. That false belief. You're not going to fool me with them conversations. I done been through too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you talk. You can come talking cash Arabic, Hebrew, Chinese. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
The Lord has shown me how to find my way. And I've been and I searched it out. I trusted it. I had faith. And I found my way. And that's what I revealed to my father 14 years before he passed, all the way up till the time he passed. And he was educated. He taught the son went out, come back, and taught him. Related, and we connected. And he made it to paradise. So that was good.
Yeah, with that then being said, we've been given a sign. This has been an I moment, the calm before the storm. You want to tune into us, you can reach us at A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, North New Jersey 07103, or via the internet, third house at yahoo.com. Lord Holy-Apostle, I thank you much, man. Thank you for you, man, for the spirit that you bring.
to keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you